Bonjour, mon petit chef, Amber here. How are you doing? I need to chat. I need to talk. So today is April 11th. I'm going through it. So the other day I finished reading a book that I somehow have been putting off since October, and it's Wild Savage Stars by Christina Perez, which is the sequel to Sweet Black Waves. So since it's a sequel, I can't promise that there won't be spoilers. So if you have not read this book or either of these books, this video is not for you. I will once again say it. If you are concerned about spoilers, if you intend to read this series and don't want to be spoiled for it, click off now. I understand. It's okay. But I need to talk about it because, like I mentioned before, sometimes you read a book and you can't move on from it until you talk about it, whether that be with someone else. But I don't have anyone else that's read these books. My mom doesn't care. So I need to just speak into the camera and just process so I can move on and read another book this month. So like I said, this is the sequel to Sweet Black Waves, which is a Tristan and Isolde retelling, and we know I love retelling. I picked up the first book completely on a whim at BookCon back in 2018. Solely because I love a retelling. I also always loved Tristan and Isolde. So that being said, I didn't expect to love the first book as much as I did, and just was blown away, completely shocked, obsessed. And when I tell you okay, hold on, briefly. So in book one, like I said, it's a Tristan and Isolde retelling, but it's told through the point of view of Branwen, who is Princess Isolde's, I don't know how you pronounce her name in the book, Essie's cousin and lady's maid and best friend. And Branwen basically has the magic of the land. She rescues Tristan, and in the first book they end up falling in love to the point where like they plan to get married. Isolde is supposed to be marrying Tristan's uncle, King Mark. If you know the story of Tristan and Isolde, you know, I'm not telling you, you know this already. Tristan is sent as the king's champion, so he's like representative of the king, and therefore Essie is betrothed to Mark, but she doesn't want the responsibility that she's born into. She feels like she's trapped and that she's never been able to choose her own path. She wants to marry someone who loves her for her, not for her title. Completely understandable, but she is the heir. She's the only child. She is meant to bring peace between Ivory and Kernive, their two lands, and Branwen beat one because she's like otherworld touch. She has magic of the land. She feels like Tristan has been sent to her to do that, to unite their lands, to bring peace, blah 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 blah. So I'm spending this whole book like, wait a minute, I know the story of Tristan and Isolde. I know this story. What's happened? What's going on? When's this gonna switch up? And I'm like, maybe it won't. Maybe Christina will let me have something nice. Maybe she'll be like, oh, I know how this is supposed to pan out, but hear me out, Branny and Tristan. And I'm like, I fully support this, but of course I can't have nice things. So this is when the spoilers come in. But at the end of book one is when everything kind of turns, and when I tell you that I cried when I read the end of this book, I was weeping. When I tell you that I have not stopped thinking of the end of this book for over a year, maybe close to 2 years now. Okay, I read it in September of 2018, so a year and a half. I have not stopped thinking about the end of that book. So this book picks up immediately after the end of book 1. Branwen, Essie, and what is his name? Tristan have arrived back in Carnive so that Essie and Mark can be married. The book follows their time in this new kingdom. Okay, I know I said it off the bat that I don't know why I'm still speaking like I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Okay, so this book picks up directly after Branwen catches Tristan and Isolde in bed together after they drank the loving cup and I was destroyed, you know? So the story follows their time in this new kingdom while this poor girl is dealing with the consequences of her trying to protect her cousin by forming the loving cup with Essie's mom. The consequences being losing both of the people she loved most in the world, but now she still has to do everything in her power to protect Essie, to protect the peace, to not ruin this new like ceasefire and what is the word that I'm trying to think of? The new peace between the warring kingdoms. And now Tristan and Isolde think they're in love with each other, and I'm just like, you're not. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. And it makes me so upset because literally nobody deserves this. Mark doesn't deserve it either. And I feel like Branwen, where I didn't expect to be like team Mark, but like I love him. He's a good dude. And the scene where that's supposed to be the first night of marriage between him and Isolde, that when they're supposed to be consummating their marriage, heavy quotes, I'm just like, oh, he doesn't deserve this at all. Oh my god. It just like but there's still war coming to Carnive, which means if they go to war, Iru's going to war, and Branwen has this on her plate too because she just can't win, and their country, their home country, just can't be at peace. So she's trying to find her own way in this country, right? Protect the land, the country, the peace, protect her cousin who I can't stand, and I also deal with a broken heart. Why can't I have nice things? I have a few things I want to say. I was texting myself at like 4 a.m. after I read this book. Okay, so regarding this whole spell enchantment thing between Tristan and Isolde. Okay, one, I'm hurting. Okay, so I feel like I get why she didn't tell them the truth, because at the end of the day, they're still under this enchantment, so it doesn't really make a difference. But I wish I spent so much time like, just tell him, because like, alright, I'm gonna say this. Is it bad? This is so anti-feminist of me, and I'm so sorry. Is it bad that I don't really feel for Essie, but I feel for Tristan? Okay, now let me just say, Essie, Essington as I like to call her, completely got on my nerves in book 1. Like, ooh, I haven't liked her since the first book, and like, I get that she is, I think she's like 17, she might be 18 now, I don't know. I hope, let's not talk about that. I get that like she wants control of her life, of herself. Totally get that, respect it. I also get that she doesn't want to be married to this man who's like 10 years older than her, I think, even though Mark is a good guy. I get it. I get it. I get that, like, she didn't choose this responsibility. She didn't choose this life. I get it, sis. I get it. But Essie's also a brat. She is selfish, and I don't like her. Of course, there are moments in this book where I do feel for her. Like, she does have a legitimate fear, and like, she's thrown in this new place where she doesn't have any sort of like choice or agency. There's the whole talk about her, what is it called, the mantle of maidenhood. Don't get me started. So we get to talk about the construct of virginity. Don't get me started. What was I saying? And there's also, spoiler, the fact that she has a miscarriage. Oh my god, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about her being pregnant by Tristan. I had to put the book down when we all realized. So like, but like, yeah, there were times where, of course, on a human level, I felt for her, because like, this sucks a lot of, like, that, I'm sorry, but those moments were really fleeting, as awful as it is to say. I feel like even if she knew the truth, it wouldn't have mattered at all, because like I said, she's selfish and she always puts herself first, even when it comes to Branwen, who she's supposed to love most in this whole world, even though Branwen sacrifices everything for Essie. And Essington never once felt remorse for what happened with Tristan. Like, I'm sure she's like, oh, it sucks that you're hurting Branny, but like, what happened between us was beautiful. It was magical. I love him. He's mine. F you, Branwen, right? Whereas I feel like Tristan has been like ripping himself apart this whole time because he's betrayed both people he loves most and himself. So he has like all this guilt and like anger directed towards himself, and like can't understand how he could have betrayed Mark, let alone Branwen, as reverse, because he and Mark consider each other brothers. So I feel like if she at least told him, he would have understood what was going on and maybe tried to fight a little harder, because I do feel like at the root of it, he still loves her. And maybe that's just me being hopeful and holding out a lot of like stupid hope, because I found myself doing that a lot in the book. It got to the point where I was just like, oh, I had to like actually tell myself, I don't see them coming back from this. There's like too much broken between them. But I don't know. And I know that Ruin exists. Is that how you say his name? Can we talk about how fast homegirl catches feelings? Like, Branwen, please. And I talked about this when I read the first book, that her and Tristan were a little insta-lovey, a little, but I chalked that up to the magic of land, fate, destiny, that whole thing, the land choosing her champion. And then she got to Carneve and decided she was into Tristan's cousin, which is ironic. I see what you're doing, Christina. Like, Tristan hooks up with Branny's cousin, so she's gonna get with his cousin. I see it. And like, he's fine, he's cool, whatever. I don't trust him. There's something in my gut that doesn't trust him. Maybe because I don't trust the rest of his family except his little brother. And I believe that his sister had something to do with the whole ending of the book. What was I saying? Oh yeah, he's fine, but like, she definitely decided, she definitely just was like drawn to him the moment she saw him. And I'm like, what girl, you just stepped off the boat where your heart's been ripped out of your chest because the man you loved and were supposedly betrothed to just like deflowered your cousin, and now they think they're in love with each other, even though I hope I don't know how they can come back from that. I really don't, but like, I would like to see it. because like Ruin's fine, but they don't have this. It's not the same. It feels like he feels like a consolation prize. Sorry, bro. Sorry to this man. It's not the same. And it's also because I know that whatever's with Essie's fake. And even though poor Tristan lost a child also and was just broken up about it, poor dude. But then he immediately said to Branwen, I thought about our kids. I'm like, what is going on here? There was something else I wanted to say. I don't know, I'm just stressed out. I don't understand what's going on. Oh, that's what I want to say. I'm so thankful that Branwen wasn't sitting around like still saving herself for Tristan, convinced he was gonna fight this curse, and just went out. And good for you, sis. Good for you. And just ooh. But like also poor Mark. Poor Mark, he like is going through it. Like his wife doesn't want him. He had to send his boyfriend away. Yes, Mark is a bicon. We stand. I hope the man, because he comes back and then he sends him in some, I don't know, something about the war. I hope he doesn't get killed, because Mark needs somebody, you know? He and Brandy are friends, which is cool. And I'm like, is he gonna fall in love with her too? I don't have time for this. Is the whole family gonna be in love with this one girl? But I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm stressed out. I think the final book comes out in September, August or September. I don't know. I don't know how we come back from this. Branwen has enacted some sort of dark magic. Tristan and Isolde have run away together. Jesus be offense. Mark deserves better. I'm convinced that, oh, Branwen has traded memory of like her connection with Essie, so like their relationship is completely broken, which I don't really care about. But it sucks for Branwen that she's lost both of them, Tristan and Isolde, because when they finally find out, he's like, we are nothing. And I'm like, stop and just think for a second, Tristan, okay? Don't be rash. And she's also convinced that Essie just tried to have her killed, which I'm 100% convinced that Indolin, is that her name? Ruin's sister was behind that. Either her or the monk guy. Someone wants Branwen out of the picture. Someone wants to mess up her relationship with Essie. No, because she swears she didn't have anything to do with it. I think it's fascinating. Branwen's character is very fascinating. I think this is the first time I read a book where, could it be possible that she is both protagonist and antagonist of the book? Because like for the whole book, she's fighting herself. She's fighting her magic. She's fighting what she's done. Or is magic itself the villain in this book? Because all it's done is cause trouble and ruin lives. So that's a very interesting concept. Moral of the story, I'm stressed out. I love these books and wish more people were reading them, so I wouldn't have to yell at you guys for 20 minutes. I could yell at, just text other people. So hello, book friends, can you read these books so I can talk to you? Like, why are you being like this? Such an underrated series. Fantastic. I don't know how I'm going to make it until September. I think I might. I'm debating requesting an arc from NetGalley, but I also just want to wait to read it. I need to recover. Branwen deserves better, even though I know she put everyone in this situation, but she was really just trying her best. She was trying to protect everybody. She was just trying to love everybody. And I desperately hope in book 3, now that like all her ties to Essie are kind of cut, she can really put herself first. Forget Essie, forget the land, forget Queen Isolde, Essie's mother. Just do you, Branwen. It's all about you. Love yourself. If Essie can break your heart and choose herself, you can choose yourself too. So yes, Branwen deserves better. I hope we find a way to break all the curses that or spells or whatever enchantments that have been cast throughout this series. Mark deserves better. I'ma say it, Tristan is pissing me off, but he deserves better, because like I feel bad because of how wrecked he is, and I just loved him in book 1. He was just such a, I loved him, As He Can Choke. I think that covers everything. Please read the Sweet Black Waves books series. I love them. I think this is definitely another one of my top favorite series. Ride or die. I would ride or die for these books, and I'm so stressed out, and I feel like a release. I feel like I can move on. I think I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. I feel like I am gonna try to put my thoughts into more coherent thoughts. I'm thinking of, I've been toying with the idea of picking my blog back up. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Thank you for watching. If you did, if you didn't, that's cool too. If you did watch this video and enjoy me ranting about books, please give it a thumbs up. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. All my places are down here so you can follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll see you very soon.